What's up, guys? T-minus 24 hours heading to Daytona. Woohoo! Check this bad boy out. When's the last time you've seen a classic Honda MT25 this sharp roll up? Probably not in a couple decades would be my guess. Thing runs good. I just got off the Yamaha MT125 and I put this on par with the Yamaha for sure. This revs out nice. Not as fast as the Suzuki TM125 race bike we were on the other day, but definitely it's got some power. We just invested a bundle into this bike. Our lead technician, Mark, who's a Honda restoration guy, messed with this bike on and off for several months. When it came in, this bike has, let me start off by saying this bike has 1,560 original miles on it. And that's the original paint on the engine, untouched up. We could have touched it up. Matter of fact, they did paint the other side cover and I almost killed the guys because I said, don't do it, don't paint it, because that's the original chocolate covered brown that came from the factory with very rare, unique color. The only Honda I've seen of that in the 125 range here. This bike is 100% bone stock. It has been restored. We've got about $3,000 into it. Not fully restored, but partial restoration. We did quite a bit of work to it. We really don't want to go any farther with it because at that point, you know, we'd price it out of the market. But an honest $3,000 was invested in the restoration, starting with the gas tank. And I'll go over the work order. There's a 3-page work order. I guess I want to take it for a little ride first, but it's absolutely stunning, beautiful, brand new tires, new paint job. Just a beautiful machine, really is. So, and these are, you know, notoriously reliable Hondas. So let me give her a quick little rip here, and then fires right up, first kick. I'm probably a little larger than most 125 riders, 6'2", 220, with full winter gear on. I'm probably 240, so, but it hauls my big butt around, no problem. 3, 4, 5 gears. It's got a 5-speed overdrive transmission, so the 5th gear ratio is a little higher for taking it out on the highway or on the back roads. Just a beautiful bike. Come on inside, I'm freezing my ass off. Left blinker. Front breaker. Right blinker's out. Oh, there it goes. Right blinker. Left blinker. Rear brake light. The high beam on. Headlight. It's the idiot light works too up here. So
all the indicator beams.
Yeah, all the headlight, all the turn signals, the
low beam's actually out.
Yeah, that's right, the low beam's out. But you can get the bulb online. We just didn't have it in stock, so I'm gonna sell it as is. Go ahead, open the door. I'm gonna bring it in. This is one of those bikes that our lead mechanic Mark got involved with, and we didn't want to give up on it once he started, so we just kept on putting more time and money into it. And at some point, you got to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, let's not get married to this bike. So as far as we're concerned, she's ready to rumble. I'll go over the work order. There's a 3-page list that Kenny left outside. Just close the door with it outside. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll go get it. Yeah. So, what? So, This here is a 1974 Honda MT125. We started out by inspecting and evaluating the bike, checked the compression ratio, had 180 PSI on it, on the motor, and with 1,560 miles, it was a no-brainer to take it to the next level. It didn't have any spark when we first got it, so we put a new spark plug in it, installed a brand new Yuasa battery, replaced the positive and negative battery terminals, and then we went through the fuel system, drained the old fuel, did the metal rescue process on the tank, rinsed and dried it. The tank was previously sealed, and that's intact, which is good. We put a brand new fuel petcock on it. Go show them the petcock, Kenny, so they understand what we're talking about. Bear with me, stick with me on these things as I describe them. New fuel petcock, new fuel line, fresh gasoline, and tested the petcock. Did a complete carburetor clean and adjust. Focus on that carb, Kenny. That was taken out, clean in our tank clean tank. So a carb clean tank. Put a new bowl gasket on it, O-rings, and a new OEM carb clean kit. Brand new air filter, foam air filter with oil. We replaced the throttle oil pump cable, adjusted and synchronized the throttle and oil pump. This is an oil injection machine. Then we took the front and rear wheels off, replaced the tires, new tubes, new rim strips with correct trials type DOT approved tires, cleaned the front and rear drums and backing plates, replaced the front and rear brake shoes and springs, installed a brand new drive chain. So all that stuff we did. And then we disassembled the left and right switch housings to clean and repair the electrical contacts. Installed a new ignition switch. We couldn't get the OEM, show them the ignition switch, Kenny. We couldn't get them a new OEM ignition switch, so we got an aftermarket one. It's not the exact same one as the original one. And we had to modify it so the switch works, the middle position turns on and off the lighting, but it doesn't work. It's mainly the switch for the, it doesn't kill the engine. This is the standard engine kill switch. But the ignition we have on there doesn't shut off the power to the spark, so it can be started with or without the key on it. That key is only to turn the lights on and off at this point. Again, if you can get an OEM switch from a Honda dealer, we couldn't find one, so we put that aftermarket one on there. And it has that little idiosyncrasy, but doesn't affect the way it runs. Then we went through, cleaned and corrected all the wiring inside the headlamp bucket, replaced several indicator bulbs, got all the turn signals working, changed the engine oil twice to make sure it was, we changed it, rode it for a while, heated it up, and changed it again. Repaired the turn signal wiring. Removed the clutch perch to drill and install a helicoil insert for the mirror mount. So it only had one mirror on there because the mount was stripped. Installed a used pair of OEM style mirrors on it. They look period correct. This is actually an HM Honda Motor Company mirror, so that's not an aftermarket, which is good. So then we put a new front fender flap on it. We fabricated the fender flap in-house from sheet rubber. We put a brand new tack cable on it. So we had to change the routing of that cable under the tank because it's a little bit longer than the standard one. So put two new exhaust springs, focus on the exhaust system, get it nice and tight on those springs, show them they're brand new and how clean the motor is on this bike. Show them the bottom of the motor too and the bottom of the frame, it's nice and clean. Up to the hand grips, brand new set of OEM hand grips, and that's about it, folks. The tank was sent out to Kevin Voisin, our local tank guru, and there were a couple of dings and dents in it. He took care of the body work on it and laid down a coat of the original code Honda Silver Blue and put a set of graphics on it and then clear coated the tank. So very nicely done by Kevin. It's not the original paint job, but it looks beautiful. It's an excellent, huge improvement over what it was. So it's got a little bit of orange peel in there that you see in an aftermarket paint job. And these are painted, these stripes right here. These were painted on, as was the blue. That's not a sticker, that's painted on. So a little more time to do that. He did a nice job. We put some new mounting hardware for the tank on there. See how clean that mounting hardware is? Brand new rubbers and everything. Brand new crossbar pad. Come around this side here. Let me show you take a focus on the VIN sticker, the February 74 date code. So a ridiculous amount of time and effort. Like I said, this has been in our shop for over 3 months. We bought this bike last fall. We didn't give up. We just kept on picking away at it, and we had to draw a line in the sand. And we're going as far as we want to go with it. If you want to find the right ignition, and the rear brake springs were the aftermarket rear brake springs. They squeak a little bit, but they work perfectly fine. They're brand new brake pads. You couldn't get the OEM ones, so it is what it is. They squeak a little bit. That'll wear out. The squeaking will wear out after you ride it for a while, I'm pretty sure. Kenny, is there any other issues with the bike that I forgot to mention, or did I pretty much cover everything? I want to make sure we're representing it 100% accurately.
I didn't get to ride this bike because it's so damn cold, but I did read the work order a couple times through, and I typed it up in the ad, and you hit the nail on the head. I think you just closed everything.
You know, so the bike came to us. It had a bunch of issues. We didn't give up on it because we saw a 180 psi compression on a 1974 classic Honda with, look at the gauges, focus, going tight on those gauges, 1,560 hours. It's a no-brainer to restore it. So we did 99% of it. So the kickstart lever, there's a special nut for the kickstart lever we couldn't get, so we've got an aftermarket nut on here. So this one right here, the OEM factory one wasn't available. I wanted to point out that's not an original boat. Something you might never notice, but I wanted to point that out to you. Just to be 100% disclosure. In the float bowl drain screw, we used a large nut on the bottom of the bowl. This float bowl drain screw, it's a little bit bigger than the standard one, so that's not a stock bolt on there. Other than that, the bike's all stock. So that's about it. So beautiful. I think the bike's stunning. To me, it reeks of nostalgia. And I got the matching bell helmet to go with it. Check it out. So I was looking forward to test riding this thing, and didn't disappoint. Brand new chains and sprockets and tires. It handles like a dream. Long travel suspension on the front, super smooth. We got a real bumpy road out there. It took everything in stride. So adding up the work order, this is the bad news. 25 and a half hours labor between service and the detail shop, $565 in parts, and $450 for the tank paint. You add it all up, it's $3,203. And that's what I meant. You know, that's on top of the purchase price of the bike. We're in deep on this thing. We're close to $5,000 on it. And at that point, you know, we're a dealer. Listen, I love what I do here, but paying to work here, like I've had to do in the past a couple of years, is not a lot of fun. I got a family to support and everything. So we got to draw a line in the sand. We're into it for almost $5,000. We got to sell it, so it's going up for sale. All the proceeds, if we make any money, go to fund New England Motorcycle Museum, so it's going to a good cause. If you follow us, you know what we're doing. We're the real deal. We have the largest motorcycle museum in New England. If you want to leave it on display in the museum, that's where it's going right now. We're rolling this right into the floor, the showroom of the New England Motorcycle Museum. This is a showroom, in my opinion, a showroom quality bike, and I think it speaks for itself, so, and I've said enough. So good luck bidding on it. I'm heading to Daytona, T-2 hours. I am going south. Check it out. The truck and trailer outside here are loaded up. I got the new, my new used 2016 F350. I traded my bulldozer for it, and I got my VRV aluminum trailer. I got a Honda 250 in there. I'm a Honda guy. I got a Honda CRF 250 in there, and my big ass Dyna, Harley Davidson Dyna with a built motor. So we're heading to Daytona, T-2 hours. Hope to see you down there. We'll be camping on the infield. Come by, say hello. God bless America. Love you all.